My in-laws secretly went through my things. I want to cut them off.
Imagine if it said
do it.
dies.
Imagine that.
Do it.
This is a lot. What did you say, Ryan?
Look through my
Imagine if it said
thighs.
dies.
My in-laws looked through my thighs. I would also cut them off if they were in
Your
that
thighs,
position.
you would cut your thighs off.
This is a long one, but I'll try to compact it. 34 female. My partner, 32 male, is currently on remand after his past catching up with him once he moved past it. The alleged offenses allegedly occurred before we have even met. By the way, this comes from Lost Daughter-in-Law on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I have supported him emotionally, financially, and also raised our son by myself after him being arrested while I was pregnant. Plus, coming to terms that we've got a hard battle ahead of us. I have received minimal support from his family. His auntie on his mom's side babysits on occasion, but it's also a superstar of gifting us good clothes since I can't afford them. His mom sporadically sends us a little bit of money to pay for his phone calls, but she's not doing too well financially, so I'm extremely appreciative. The only help I have received from his dad's side was money for birthdays and Christmas for my partner and the odd book. Don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting anything, but I know that I would do anything to support my grandchildren if they were in the situation. I never had issues with his parents, but I knew that my partner had an extremely suppressed childhood. No TV or sports allowed. Long story.
Right, and that
So P
really worked
calling
out
that-
well for his temperament, right?
So P calling having no TVs being suppressed, because I feel like kind of called out.
Because she went to Catholic school.
And I wasn't allowed to have, we didn't have TV.
Yeah, you were repressed. Welcome.
Welcome.
I knew
You were
it.
repressed. My parents didn't let me play video games.
Damn. And look at
had-
you now.
Loser.
Which stunted his social development.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's entirely... She's citing no TV as stunting his social development. They abandoned him when he was a teenager. I think that's more of the
Yeah,
problem.
that's kind of weird.
Because he was getting into trouble and they could not understand his suppressed childhood resulted in rebellion. Now he has abandonment and suppression issues that he has been working through. Unfortunately, because of this, he has a fear of his parents abandoning him again, and he's been working very hard to repair the relationship, which resulted in the following drama. Once his dad and his partner found out they were going to be grandparents, they decided to reconnect with my partner, especially because we were pregnant with a little boy. They literally moved states to be closer to my son because he is the firstborn grandson, and we don't know if my partner's siblings or we are going to have more grandkids or be able to. I praised them for it and was extremely appreciative of it. Anyways, they only visited my son on occasion for about 18 months. Fast forward to when my son was about 18 months old and we got hit with daycare bugs. Oh,
Daycare bugs.
daycare bugs.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like
Oh,
ants?
like flus. Resulting in both me and my son being sick for months. Like a
Okay.
bug. Not like bugs.
The daycare bugs are coming after you.
I was like, are those like bed bugs, but only at
That's what it
daycare?
was, yeah. With a particularly bad flu, I could not eat for 3 days. Ugh. And all my energy went into looking after my son, so I reached out for help when I could barely pick him up. Kids just bring home all of the sicknesses.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
How are you going to take care of a child with the flu and not
It's
being able
hard.
to eat for 3 days? That's impressive.
My partner's dad and his partner offered to help out. The partner was looking after my son and helping with cleaning when I came down really sick with a horrendous fever. After a few more days, I gained enough energy to work because I was financially supporting an entire family, so of course I had to work while sick. A couple months later, there was a bit of drama with me and my partner, and he finally told me that his stepmom had said all of this negative stuff about me.
Oh, now who would have thought?
Of
Who would've
course.
thought?
She put it in his head that I will leave him and refuse all of the access to her son if he addressed it with me. Over those months, my partner became quite resentful towards me because when you're inside, you don't know what to believe as so many girls move on and or cheat and leave their man. So he was paranoid. That's what I was doing. So he was locked up and his mom is telling him all this bad stuff about OP. And he's like, well, I guess I gotta believe it.
Yeah.
We don't have a TV.
Yeah, that's a very scumbag thing to do
Yeah.
to someone who's already incarcerated,
Mhm.
and then just being like, let me also lie to you.
Let me just
keep lying to
destroy
you.
your marriage and your
Yeah.
relationship with your child.
Destroy maybe one of the only little pieces of light that you
Yeah.
can hold on to while you're locked up. Let me destroy that.
Full disclosure, it's been 2.5 years, and the only intimacy I have received is a brief kiss at the beginning and end of a visit.
Oh.
That's really hard. I used to be in the adult industry, and stepmom told him that I was considering going back into it, when really she was the one encouraging it due to financial difficulties, and I shut the idea down.
What, is she going to pew out?
Who is this lady?
The stepmom is terrible. The
Bad
house
lady.
was a pigsty when she got here because I put all my energy into looking after my sick son. I couldn't even look after myself, let alone the household. She also told him that I was planning on taking my son to my hometown, which is 6 hours away from him, so we could not visit. The kicker was she also went into my bedroom and found all of our adult toys secured underneath the bed. Yikes.
Why? Why you do that?
Why? What'd you do?
Why you do that?
Why? And went into my spare room, which had a heap of semi-unclothed drawings from a hen's night that I hosted months before, which I couldn't even remember being there because it was so buried.
You buried the hens, the chicken hens?
Yeah.
You know what they say? You bury a hen in the chicken house, and you're gonna wake up with a bunch of eggs.
That's a bachelorette party, by the way.
Yep.
A hen?
A hen night.
That's
It's like a
what
British,
that is?
yeah. A hen night is a bachelorette party.
And a
But
cock
for who?
night is
For
a
British people?
bachelor party.
All right, so you have to read the rest of the story in British because
She also
she's British.
yeah. She also told my partner she found a heap of men's clothing, which was actually my partner's clothing in storage.
I found all these
found
men's
all your
clothes
clothes.
that fit you exactly, and I think you've even worn some of it.
Anyway, this messed with his head heaps, and when it finally did come out and we spoke about it, he had my back. That's good. It's
Yeah.
good that he supports you and doesn't believe his mom. Unfortunately, she had also told my partner's siblings, oh no, which then got back to his mom and then his auntie, who I'm close to. Literally every single detail, including the details of adult toys. My partner and I are quite exploratory, him more so. Oh no. So basically, they were saying all of these horrible things about me and gossiping, trying to make me out to be a bad person to the entire family. I have no idea what their game was. The only thing I can think of is if my partner does come out, I know that they may try to take full custody of my son and try to paint me out to be a bad person. My partner is still in denial that his dad had anything to do with it, abandonment issues, and blames it all on the stepmom. It seems like he just didn't have a great childhood.
Yeah.
The fact that I found out got back to them quite quickly, and they were in my partner's ear more after that, trying to get him onto the dark side. I decided that I am not going to restrict access to my son because he's too young to understand anything. I am trying to do what's best for my son. However, I am afraid once he starts understanding that they will try to corrupt him because their actions have been vindictive. I decided to get security cameras to catch them in the act. Yeah, if they're trying to snoop through your stuff, just lock the doors, change the locks, and don't let them snoop.
Hire a security guard.
Fast forward to today, where they were picking up a heap of stuff because they are taking my son for a family reunion interstate, actively avoiding me at home. Another long story. I now literally have video footage of them going and searching my spare room, having issues of the photos I have on the fridge, which is exclusively my partner and my son, or my nieces and nephews, with the only exception being my partner's mom, who was in one of the very few photos we have of my partner and our son. I don't even have my own mom or dad on the fridge.
What?
But you know what? We have a live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, they're like mad. They're jealous that they're not in the fridge.
Yeah,
That's why they're doing all of this.
We just wanted our fridge real estate.
Kimberly Fine says, restrict that access. Those seeds get planted early. Yeah, OP was saying like, oh, he's too young to remember. I think you need to start restricting the access because they don't seem to have your best interest, your husband's best interest, or your child's best interest at heart. So Kimberly Fine says she's focused on OP now because her own son has hard set boundaries and she knows exactly what he's doing / what he is incapable of doing. But there is a little bit more of this story. But what do you say? What's the play here?
I mean, I think the play is like, you got to make sure your husband knows that you're not doing all this.
Yeah, just like keep saying like, hey,
that
this is your clothes she was talking about.
Yeah, being like, I don't know what's going on, but I have your back until like you're out of here, and then I will also continue to have your back.
Yeah.
Making that very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, taking the evidence of like these people breaking your sort of boundaries and your rights to the privacy, and then trying to use it to like throw it back in your face and like ruin your relationship with your husband.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think, you just have to have more, like trying to have as much communication as possible with him, which obviously is hard when you have, a partner who is incarcerated, but
get receipts for all of this crazy behavior
everything
that's going on
you
behind the
can.
scenes. Yeah. Make sure you hold on to that.
But there is a little bit more. The only people I have spoken to about it are my sisters, mom, and my partner. The only advice I have been given from my family is to cut them out. If I cut them out, they will use this against me and it can potentially ruin the relationship I have with my partner's siblings. I left high school 16 years ago and I have no intention of going back to it. I don't want to play games, especially involving my son's family. I don't want drama. I want my son to have a relationship with his family, so I have no idea what to do. Am I the a-hole for cutting them out, or if I choose to do so? And that is the end of that story. But yeah, I think you can cut them out.
Yeah, I don't think you would be the a-hole for that.
No, I don't think so.
If they cause you physical pain, you can.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten to the point where they're trying to manipulate your husband while he's locked up to like turn against you.
Yeah,
they seem like they're the ones in the wrong there.
I might be wrong, but they seem like they're in the wrong.
Yeah. And any damage that happens between like your relationship with
that's
your
on them.
husband's siblings is not your fault. It's the parents' fault.
You need to do what's like right for you, your husband, and your child. But there are some donations to read before we get into this next story.
Donation.
Ellie Gray says, we all know that Rock stole Elmo's wife. Isn't Elmo 3?
Is that what happened?
It's cute.
He stole my wife. The Rock stole my wife.
Matt Hattergal. Oh, I read that one. Oh, but there's another one. Thank you for the $5. Would OK Storytime come to Hatter's wedding? Fair warning, it will be Phantom of the Opera Halloween theme wedding. That sounds sick.
Sounds lit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to your wedding and then make it all about me.
We have to find.
And then you can put it up on OK Storytime.
Yeah, send an invite. We live stream everything we do, so
yeah.
Fair warning.
We'll be live streaming your wedding.
We will literally make your wedding about us.
It's all of a no. We wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would do. I've like never been to a wedding like my whole life.
Doesn't know what he'd do. Give him a pity date. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I need a pity date to Mad Hatter's wedding, please.
But there is another story.
There is.
There is.
What?
It's in my hand.
What? Okay, one second. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
What? Kimberly Francis, gotta ask yourself if you want your son to feel obligated to grin and bear it for the sake of being able to say you have family. Excellent point.
Family.
Excellent point.
But he needs to be able to say that because that's the funny thing that Vin Diesel says all the time.
Family.
Yeah.
Or do it. I don't know what it sounds like.
Do it for family.
I haven't seen it.
You nailed it though.
Oh, I did.
No, yeah. Do it again. Just say family.
Do it for family.
Yeah. Now just be like family.
Family.
Yeah. Killing it.
Thanks. And we're ready for the next story.
Woo! Okay. Next story coming up. 1, 2, 3. My toxic sister-in-law is ruining my pregnancy. I want to cut her off.
Cut her out.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, now that we're all in agreement, we're going to move on to the next story.
That's it. Cut her off.
Advice needed. Either speaking up or holding silence.
Pick one.
I am 28, female, and I am pregnant with our first baby. Oh, babies, because it's twin girls. 36 weeks right now as I'm typing this. At first, my sister-in-law was very excited and happy about the news. She has 3 boys and always wanted a girl. She always claimed her half-brother, my husband, would, quote, bring girls into the family. Turned out she was correct. And by the way, this comes from user Blackbird501 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I communicated clearly that I wanted to wait with sharing the news online, despite my close family being informed around week 14, both parents and my brother and his sister. I would communicate with her/our parents when I would feel comfortable to share online. I really thought I was clear on that. Sister-in-law couldn't wait though and shared the news on her Insta account before I did anything online.
What?
Boo.
Sister-in-law?
Sister-in-law?
Stop.
It's
That's not your thing to share.
Baby. It's not.
It's not your baby.
It's not your baby.
Who's that British dude that like announces the new royal baby coming along?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
the royal baby announcer.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, don't be that.
Don't be that guy.
Not your job.
Now that we're all in agreement.
You're taking away jobs from that guy.
Yeah, dude. Stop taking jobs.
Yeah, this is actually from Her Royal Highness.
Yeah.
She shared it online saying, quote, you have no family in my account, so it doesn't hurt anyone.
Oh my God.
In my opinion, that's a crappy argument.
Yeah.
I asked her very, very politely to remove the post until I was comfortable to post something on my account. I felt rushed and pressured to do so at that point. She lashed out like you wouldn't believe. She said things to me and about me to others that you wouldn't be able to make up, saying I ruined this moment for her.
For her?
For her.
Not your moment.
It's not your moment, girl. It's not your baby.
It'd be so funny if she was like, you have 2 kids. I'm just going to announce 1.
Yeah, I just wanted to announce that you're having 1 child.
God.
Selfish. Yes. Despite the disrespect and hurt she caused, we decided on a family meeting in which I said I would accept communication on neutral terms if she would apologize for what she said, which she did.
There we go.
So, we were on normal speaking terms for a while until an abnormality was shown on an early scan on baby number 1, possibly a sign of chromosomal problems. Until that point in my pregnancy, I hadn't cried or been emotional in any way, but this news hit me and questions ran through my mind. What if one is healthy and the other isn't? How does that work? What's going to happen then? A valid question to ask, in my opinion. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You worry about the health of your babies.
You're going to have a lot of questions when the health of your, children get brought into question.
Yes.
So yes, I cried when I heard the results. I wasn't mentally prepared for that possibility. My sister-in-law heard I reacted emotionally to the scan. She told my mother-in-law I wanted my babies to die or to terminate them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if it turned up one of them was handicapped.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what a absolute butthead thing to say.
What an exaggeration of the feelings that OP was going through.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, now I'm gonna ruin your moment by convincing everybody that I'm just gonna lie about your pregnancy."
This lady sucks.
We're about to get back in this story, but Riley, I wanted to read a funny comment to you real quick.
Oh, yeah?
So this comes from Metal Coney. I thought John bringing up his knee injury was about to be an ad for ZocDoc. Well, now it is. So I have an update for Metal Coney and everyone. Guys, I finally was able to get a fantastic physical therapist.
Thank God.
I'm on my exercises. My knee melons are gone.
Dude, those things are huge.
It was like someone took a balloon pump or a tire pump and just pumped up my knees. It was crazy, but we're doing good.
I have seen you walk up the stairs a little bit faster now.
I've been walking upstairs. I did a hike yesterday with my girlfriend Naima.
How'd you do that though?
There was only one place I could possibly fathom to turn to fix my knee. You know where that was, Riley?
I have no idea.
ZocDoc! ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated doctors in-network near you and instantly book appointments online with them. And guys, we all know that these doctors have actual verified reviews from real patients like you. We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists, y'all. And you can filter for ones that take your insurance. We're looking out for your pockets, ladies and gentlemen, and treat basically any condition that you're searching for. And guys, the typical wait time is not a long time. It's just between 24 and 72 hours to see someone on ZocDoc. Sometimes even the very same day. Guys, we all know. I use ZocDoc. I love it. We all use ZocDoc. You should join us and use ZocDoc too. Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Guys, free 99. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the story.
Apparently, she got angry, stated bad things about me once again. I don't know her exact words, but according to my mother-in-law, she would have stated she wouldn't mind if my babies dropped.
Your sister hates you.
Wow.
What?
This person needs to take a one-way trip to
The sun.
The sun.
The sun.
Throw this person into the sun.
Right into the sun. I honestly think that you kind of have to cut off your sister if she's making these claims and saying these things.
And she clearly, she's got some issues she needs to process in her own sort of therapy session, I'd say. Because saying this about
absolutely. About your sister and your,
it's
your
ridiculous.
Little nibblings.
Yeah, the nibblings. Because they're just still, okay, moving on. At this point, I'm still holding my tongue and acting neutral. My husband is reluctant to say anything about it because we haven't heard these words directly from sister-in-law's mouth, although it would be something she could say, giving her derailed social history. So it sounds like she has a history of flying off the handle and saying some absolutely unacceptable stuff.
Shit, don't trust her. Don't trust her.
Time progresses. Both babies seem to be healthy after further scans and tests. Luckily, even though I would find a way through bad news with my husband if it wouldn't have been the case. So I guess OP was just saying, even if they still had bad news, they would have navigated through it together. Growing our babies strong and healthy, meanwhile renovating our house, and my husband is keeping on work and an extra study, so really, really busy.
Dang.
Yeah. They are busy. We kept communication with the sister-in-law as little as possible.
Smart.
Since she behaved the way she did, in which we probably only know a tiny fraction. Yeah, if that's the stuff that they told you, imagine the stuff they left
that she
out.
wasn't saying or was saying to other people that didn't get back to you.
I mean,
Yeah, you just don't want to be around her.
sister-in-law's category 5 butthead.
Category 9 butthead.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she has reached critical mass as a butthead.
Critical.
And she's flying straight into the sun.
Right into the, like a warm, fuzzy blanket. The nuclear fusion in the core of the sun will, burn this person away into nothing.
Into nothingness, and then you don't have to worry about her.
She knows I'm near the end of my pregnancy and tries to wiggle her way in. She posts strange quotes and clips on her Instagram story, things about waiting in the shadows to strike.
Are you Batman?
Yeah, what is
What
that?
is this?
I'm waiting in the shadows to strike. Yeah, that was the sound that they make in the comic book, like the thwomp, bang, crash, bang, pow.
I was so confused.
Thwunk. Thong. Thong, 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 thong. We could do that for 20 minutes. It makes me feel uneasy, so I asked my husband to call her and to say not to come over because we needed rest and peace. Thankfully, she seemed to respect that. Maybe because she knows her chances would be blown for contact with her nieces if she would retaliate against that. I have a very private Instagram account to keep track of my pregnancy to look back on once they're born. Only my husband, best friend, mother, brother, father, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law, after asking, are added to see my posts.
Take your sister-in-law off.
Yeah, take the sister-in-law out completely. Like, what? She
Block
has
her.
lost that privilege.
Block.
My last post was last week. In the description, I wrote, "Credits to mother-in-law for the picture. By the way, they are fighting because my mother-in-law acts normal and nice to me, and my sister-in-law finds that unacceptable."
God.
It's like, how dare you act normal and nice?
Why are you being nice to them?
Yeah, can't you treat her like garbage like me? What's going on there?
She sucks. I'll say it again.
She has texted me first, asking nicely how I was doing, etc., to which I replied, normal, neutral. Then she texted my mother-in-law, burning her to the ground. Yeah.
She a witch?
It's like, I'm casting a spell on you.
Using the power of she harnessed the power of the sun after we threw her into the
Yeah,
sun.
she said redirect.
And she used it, slingshotted it
She
back
went-
at the earth. Yes, she did the, yeah.
Thanks.
Yep, she did the lightning redirection.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Zuko and
Iroh.
Uncle Iroh. Yes, I feel bad for not picking up on that sooner. She then texted my husband asking why my mother-in-law was still welcome at our home if we wanted peace and rest.
Oh my God.
Even though we
Block
never
her.
said my mother-in-law and her husband wouldn't be welcome anymore. I believe she thinks we don't communicate and tries to wedge us apart secretly. It gives me anxiety and stress during my last few days/weeks of pregnancy. She's only giving me stress, disrespect, and anxiety so far. Even before I got pregnant. Long story.
She's just always a bother.
Yeah, this woman is a bothersome one.
She's a bother.
And I just don't want her in my life. I do believe she has a mental illness, but she doesn't seem to see that or do anything to treat it. But I also don't want my husband to lose his only half-sibling because of my boundaries. It's very complex and takes a lot of energy. Like, how am I going to keep her away after the birth? How am I going to take any insults postpartum when I'm so mentally vulnerable? How am I going to keep boundaries in that state? How is she going to cross my lines, and how am I going to keep strong against it? Yeah. How am I going to protect our daughters against her? Yeah, this is a lot to think about when you have a trash person in your life trying to actively throw trash at you.
But you know who's not trying to actively throw trash at you?
Us. When you join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. on YouTube, just tap the profile.
Tap it. We won't
and
throw
you're
trash
in.
on you. No, I think that OP's like, oh, I can't separate my husband from his sister. I think you need to have a conversation with your husband. Say, hey, she's constantly disrespecting our boundaries. She's making me really uncomfortable. I don't like her behavior. I would like to cut her off. What say you?
Well, how do you do it slowly?
Hey, boo.
No. I meant with the sister-in-law. How do you
cut her off slowly?
Yeah.
You just you block her on the account, and if she texts you, say, oh, I deleted the account.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you just don't even cut her off slowly.
Just cut her off quickly.
Cut her off
cold
immediately.
Turkey.
Cold turkey.
Like a gangrenous appendage.
Cut her off.
That's only going to infect further healthy tissue. You gotta amputate it.
Amputate the sister.
Because this sister-in-law, you know what else is in law? not harassing pregnant women
Exactly.
with lies and deceit.
Lies. And
Yes,
deceit.
that is the law. And we do have
Law
just
in my book.
a little bit.
A little bit more.
A little
Wee
bit to
bit
end it
more.
right here. I just want peace and rest. OP really wants peace and rest.
So badly. Just give this poor woman with her twins peace and rest.
Peace and rest. I always want peace and rest. I'm not someone to have fights or drama, but I am a truth teller if I can be. The fact I haven't heard until this point is because I want my husband to have his family. She just wants her husband to have a family. She just wants to have a family together with her husband. He already hasn't had much family. This is about as much as he gets. I don't want to be the one to take that away. Does anybody know what is the best course of action? Thank you in advance. Okay, with that last little bit, it does make sense that you don't want.
But I think you still have to have a conversation with your husband because you can't decide that for him. Like maybe he's thinking the same thing too.
Yeah. Well,
It is
OP
true.
is being very
Conversations.
considerate
Yeah.
of OP, her husband, and that in that way. But you have to also be considerate of yourself and have a
Mhm.
conversation as a team. And I think it's okay
Yeah.
that you feel this way. It's not
I mean,
a
she
bad
said
thing.
she said some crazy stuff,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get to just say that and then act like everything's
and
fine.
then act like it's all Gucci.
Yeah,
no
that's
way.
not fair to you or your
Yeah,
baby.
adult conversation with the husband being like,
Hey,
here's where I'm at.
girlie.
I don't want to cut your sister
Hey,
off because she's your
boo.
sister, but I want to cut your sister off because I'm
She's the
pregnant.
worst.
Hey, she's a terrible person.
There we go. And that's how you do it. But there is one more story.
Maybe. If we make it long.
I thought the last story. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
This
mu- what
one,
are we at?
28. Oh, we also had to do sign-offs. 3 different sign-offs.
Oh no.
I totally forgot to do that.
Oh no. Okay.
Sign-offs.
I'm a bad.
3 different
Yeah.
sign-offs.
We gotta, like,
I did
make
a bad.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay. Thank you.
And there is another story in the recording that we can
Yeah,
use.
yeah, yeah. I saw. This is like the in-law themes, so I can just like add some more in-law stuff to it. I see you.
Ouch.
We're on the same wavelength.
We're
On
on
the
the
same
same
flow.
wavelength. Woo-wee. But let's get into this
Common
story.
flow?
May or may not be the last story of the stream.
Even flow? That's the
If
song.
it's short, then it won't be.
Oh, sorry. I'm not done yet. I get caught up in talking to you guys.
Riley's
and I
not
forget to
done
do my
yet,
job.
guys.
We just have such titillating conversation.
Titillating conversation.
We're just
You
Two
know how it
titillating
goes.
conversationalists.
Oh boy, it's
titillate.
just a lovely old time.
It's just a lovely grand old time.
It's just a lovely grand
And look,
old time.
here's the
And then we have
diversity
another-
hire. He's come back.
Oh boy.
He's come back
What
for
fun
more.
we have.
Don't-
Come back.
Keon says he's
the
come
boy
back.
who lived, come to unalive.
He's back.
Oh, you can't even see you.
He's back. He's back.
HR.
He just kissed him.
I could hear that
He
kiss.
kissed him.
I could hear that kiss. It
Now
was,
he has
like,
to kiss
wet.
all of us. Where my kiss at, Keon?
Where my hug at?
I'm sending this straight to Christian.
Where my kiss at?
Where my hug at?
Get over here.
Oh, then why do you
Thank
have
you,
a backpack
Lily
on?
Bonita, for respecting.
I'm going to school you.
He's going to school, guys.
Lily Bonita got the Pearl Jam reference.
What Pearl Jam?
Thank you. I was referencing Even Flow.
Well, we
Which is a song
referenced
by
Dan
Pearl-
Dan.
Even
Dun, 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 dun.
Flow. When did we do that?
I've seen the first
Dun,
episode.
dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun,
what
dun.
did you think I was doing?
When?
Like earlier
feel
when I was like,
left out.
dun,
Stop
dun, dun,
teasing
dun,
me.
and you
Just
were
do
like,
it or not.
He's scared now.
All right, get out of here.
But there
You've
is an-
wasted too much time. Disgusting.
There is another story though.
Get away from me.
Let's get into it.
Okay, you are good to go.
Okay, my sister-in-law is a disgustingly messy housemate, but I can't move out.
Probably because there's so much mess in the way.
It's so messy. You can't even see your way out. Midsummer, my partner and I moved in with his parents because we needed the help. They offered to move us in, and we've been working hard to be good to the family while we're here and support ourselves as much as possible given our personal situation. Here's the house situation. Both his parents, their 2 dogs, his sister 28, and her fiance, male 30, us, female 29, and male 32 with our 2 cats. So it is a full house.
Yeah, full house.
Full house.
Not enough
Very true.
cats. Need
Not
more cats.
enough cats. By the way, this comes from Dead Puppy Clowns on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I have approached the whole situation as being as thoughtful, considerate, and helpful as possible. I absolutely want to help where I can while I'm here. One of the things asked of me by mother-in-law is if I can help motivate their daughter. What I have heard is that she is disgustingly messy, selfish, anxious, explosive, depressed, capable, but completely unmotivated.
Is that my wife?
Messy, selfish, anxious, explosive, depressed, capable, but completely unmotivated.
I
Dude.
can fix her. I can fix her.
I think she's a child, no?
Just David Goggins.
Wait, she's a
I think so.
I didn't catch that part.
No, maybe not. Maybe.
Did we? No, I think they
No,
were all
28.
Yeah.
You're good.
David Goggins is the answer.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
For some perspective, all her brothers ran out of the house the second they could with no help. She got everything she asked once all the boys were gone, full ride through college, then came home and didn't pursue anything. Excuses for everything from not finding any work, straight up not even looking. She won't even do any of her crafts to make her own work, even though her father has offered to get her anything she wants as long as she asks. Then we get into hygiene. And she won't take care of herself, her space, or the messes she makes. Since moving in with them, I see that most of it is true. I have tried easing her anxiety. I have tried to help her through problems, make a schedule, set goals, etc. I am constantly met with what I believe to be weaponized incompetence. I forgot. I don't know how to do that. Dad didn't give me money for that. I have a raid later. I won't be available.
I'm just a little baby.
I'm just a little baby.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do that.
I can pay you in blocks.
Is that the SNL skit?
Yeah.
She spends 95% of her day online on an MMO.
What's MMO?
I don't know.
Someone told me what MMO means.
A massive
Well, tell me-
multiplayer online game.
Is that what it means?
Yes, MMO.
Thank you, dude. That was gonna
By
bother me
playing
all
World
day.
of Warcraft.
Shortly after we moved in, her soon-to-be fiance was shipped down to us.
Whoa, what does that mean?
Shipped?
What does that mean?
Mail order Russian
bride?
fiance?
Yeah, that's what I thought. The parents were hoping that her partner would encourage her to take better care of herself and motivate her in general. He moves in. She starts taking more showers, but everything else stays the same. At least she doesn't stink.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing is you need more people to move in to get rid of other things.
Yeah. Turns out everything she told us about him may have been a lie or at least the stretched truth, and he's just as bad as her. Dang it. Now you got two problems. Now they're both making messes, sitting on their MMO together, and are in their own little romance, pretending to be adults, fully funded by Daddy.
That's so cute.
It's like pulling effing teeth to get them to do anything. I get miffed about it, but I'm running out of patience, and I'm not sure how to fix this.
Okay.
These people are just living the American dream.
They're living
Can we
the
have a
dream.
break here? I
We
can
have a
tell you how to
break.
fix
Yeah,
this.
tell me how to
Number
fix it.
1, clues. What do they like to play?
World of
MMOs.
Warcraft.
Sure.
Online games.
Online
Okay.
games.
What can you turn off that doesn't allow you?
Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Pull
you
the
turn off
plug.
internet.
Yes. So you have little clues everywhere. Check under the dishes and you will find a clue
clean the dishes and you'll
to the
receive
first
a clue.
letter of the Wi-Fi passcode.
Ooh.
And then you do it everywhere.
But would that not only work once?
Change the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, dude.
Every
you
time.
have
Yeah.
every time.
There you go.
Everything's get messy.
Riley just solved
Yeah.
everything in the world.
Yep. Or you do what my mom does and you clean it for them and they have to buy it back from you.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Clever. I know it's not my job, but I live here and I'm not willing to ignore/support by default this crap. Oh, and I said fiance because they vocalized a plan of him moving in with us, them getting married, then working on supporting each other. None of that has happened. They can't seem to figure out how to get married. What? And of course, any fees are asked of her father. She's like, I'm just a baby. I don't know how to get married.
I don't even know.
Where's the courthouse?
I got
don't
married
know.
downstairs in my video game.
Personally, I think that's embarrassing given the situation. Aside from trying to coach them, we've also had sit downs as the children and talked about consideration. Doing laundry in a timely manner, not leaving huge messes, replacing drinks in the fridge. They don't mind warm drinks, but will drink the cold ones until they are out and work on room temp ones, forcing us to stock more, rinse, repeat. We don't get cold drinks. To be considerate of who bought what, my husband and I contribute to the house, and what treats we get just for ourselves, we keep at our desks. They don't do that. They go out and load up on junk food just for them, and only buy staples for the house with the dad's money. Be mindful of when the dogs need water, food, and need to go out. If I'm not on top of it, I swear they would wither away. For the love of F, help me with dishes. This is a house of 6 people. 3 people are able-bodied. I have pain issues and a broken back. Oh my God.
Yo.
That is, you
Okay.
buried the lead there.
These people need to wake up
Yeah.
and help you, OP. What the?
They're being useless. Kick them out.
Yeah.
Someone kick them out. I ask and ask and ask them to do dishes. The ones they do are just the ones they need, or because they've been sitting there for so long, it simply had to be done. I'm trying. It's so hard keeping up with everything. The parents are disabled like myself, and they openly appreciate me, which I appreciate in return. I'm also a little high strung, so my allowance for mess is lower, and I struggle with that here. We are reaching ahead now. The parents are away due to some family matters. Since they've been gone, I swear that her and her partner are worse. Yeah, because they don't have anyone who's like nagging them.
Because they need authority and structure in their lives.
And they They come out of their room less. They're now ignoring my requests for help with chores. Today was the only day since the parents have been gone that they have helped with the elderly dog.
Ooh.
I mean, like, it seems like OP's probably got some sort of financial situation that doesn't allow her to move out right now. But I don't know. Maybe it's like having a conversation with the parents and being like, this is not okay. They are using you guys and we're all having to pick up their slack.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time you say, like, either you've changed your ways or you have to move out.
That would be good. But a lot of, I mean, how old are they? 28?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of times if it gets to that point, it's like the parents have just like, they've
just allowed it. Yeah.
They're like,
They're
I
not
would
doing
rather have
anything.
them here than like probably just completely unable to take care of themselves in the real world.
Yeah.
And
It seems like they've made so many
become
allowances for the
homeless
daughter.
or unhoused, whatever you want to call it. Just send them off to a worse situation in the real world because they're just like, they can't take it.
They can't take
They've
care
just
of it. No one
accepted
ever
they have
taught them
adult
how to
children.
take care of themselves. But there's a little bit more. Then the breaking point for my husband was when I was whining that I left one cold sparkling water in the fridge for myself. This is Riley. I've taken it upon myself to clean and organize the whole house while the parents are gone. So I wanted that water as a treat. She had taken it and not replaced it. There were more in the case she could have stocked. She's okay with warm water.
Guys, you have to replenish.
You gotta replenish.
You have to replenish.
You gotta replenish.
If you take cold drinks from the cold area, you replenish it.
Exactly. She took my only cold one and didn't give me another.
Ooh, I know how that feels.
You know what? Okay, hey.
I know how that feels.
I just want to say, I thought they were Sam's.
You know Sam buys a different brand than I do.
I just assumed that he didn't. The
Does
3
not like
times that
the
it happened.
brand I do.
Now it's not a problem because we got us.
Okay. I have an okay story time. About her, and we're gonna talk about it.
I offered to pay for them. I was miffed. He was mad. Husband scolded them about replacing sodas/waters on our group chat because we've talked about this before. So they passive-aggressively avoided us until we left the kitchen, then dumped the whole bulk case of soda into the fridge and not the waters. So clearly she's just oblivious to any wrongdoing on top of being an A-hat. I mean, I think the main problem is that she's just oblivious and she's a child. But you can be
oblivious children all day long on our stream at
3
we don't
p.m.
care.
PST, just tap our profile. We won't judge you. There
Every
we go.
weekday.
But yeah, there is a little bit more to the story, but I think the problem is that she's an adult baby and no one has ever made her, do anything. And so she's just going to keep abusing her parents and keep because they keep letting her get away with it.
Yeah. I live with my brother for about 2 years, and the sibling dynamic still existed between us, and it's probably good to like not live with your sibling so like that sibling dynamic like doesn't like define you as you're growing up into adulthood. And I like my brother is kind of introverted, but he's been more extroverted lately, and I could tell. So.
Me and my brother get along great.
I don't have any siblings.
Aw, I could tell.
I consumed my other brother while we were in the womb.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was one of those. That's from a show, right?
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, dude,
Oh, is it?
Great movie.
Well, I'm from Pitch Perfect, everybody.
Perfect.
I've got a good voice.
And no
It was my
siblings.
brother's. I ate him.
I've got perfect pitch, guys. But there is a little bit more to this story. What the heck do I do? Husband is ready to fight with his sister. I don't want to fight. I just want us to communicate and not play these crappy games. Mother-in-law likes the suggestion I made of limiting their allowance to just necessities. Okay, yeah. Thusly encouraging them to do anything but sit on their butts. Just stop giving them an allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, you take the
Just
money out of this equation, and their
Just
entire
force them to
life
work.
falls apart, and they have to then figure out what to do.
I focus on easing people into healthier habits and not being aggressive. No one thinks that's going to work. Heck, man, this isn't even all of it. I could go on for ages with all the silly BS. I just want to know what a good way forward is. Not doing anything just condones the bad behavior. Being too gentle is just taking advantage of. Aggression just leads to retaliation. We're all tired of being shafted or pulling teeth. Ugh. I don't know, man. I think you have to either kick them out, take away their allowance, or learn how to live with it, because I feel like those are the only two options here.
I think, yeah, you need to, because it sounds like they might not be able to really like land on their feet if they just get kicked out into the real world. So I think, you're going to have to make some kind of, if you want to feel good about it, right? Because you are also totally justified in just making these people leave and getting them out of your house because they are just leeches. Like,
Literally.
But create a kind of roadmap of being like, all right, so you guys need to get jobs, real employment. Like you need to be making income. Like you're going to start paying some bills around the house, right?
And then I think maybe it's setting those goalposts of saying you have to get this by then, or we take away the Wi-Fi. You have to get this by then, or your allowance is gone. And then it's like the last one is you're kicked out.
Communal spaces being clean or getting kicked out of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like 28 and you're treating them like a child.
No, exactly. That's the thing. It's hard.
For sure. It's weird, but just from what I've heard, it's like
they don't
if you
want to
treat
kick
these
them out.
people like adults, they're just going to like probably end up even worse versions of themselves, and now they're just also on the street. So
but that's,
they might just need a little more support. Whether it's fair or not, it's definitely not fair.
You just have to decide, do you want to kick them out? And if the answer is no, then maybe this is the only way.
It sounds like they're just still, 14 and they're in 28-year-old bodies.
Yep.
So
Ming Ming says, do it for Dan and put them in a camper. That's the solution. It's the Dan tried and true solution.
just buy them an RV and say, you're free to wander.
You're free to go. Kimberly Fine says, change rent and set aside half for savings when they leave at the very least. Well,
Whoa, that's the angel move.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're paying for rent.
That's the problem.
They're not paying for anything.
Not a Pokemon says, yikes, my brother's kind of like this. He's 27 and has moved his girlfriend into our parents' house. Parents are tired but won't kick them out.
Girlfriend is
are there any
homosexual.
donations?
Ooh, girlfriend homosexual.
Girlfriend homosexual.
Are there any donations?
Yep, we got this one right here.
Oh, Wesley, thank you for the $5. Would you or would you not feel honored if I named my ducklings in Stardew Valley after you guys? I would be honored. I hope you guys are having a beautiful start to the week, and thanks for helping me not pull out my hair on the long drive home today. I would be honored. Honestly,
I would be deeply honored as well.
This week is going great so far.
Yeah.
So much better than last week.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the vibes are better.
Vibes are way better. Matt Hattergal, thank you for the $5. I sent a sister-in-law to a black hole and is not allowed to come back. I am sorry, but people like her make me mad.
Oh, there was a story before this.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
To the sun,
But also
which
this
will
sister
one day
is coming.
become a black hole as it collapses.
No, I don't think it's
in
big
upon-
enough. Sorry.
I'm going to throw somebody into a black hole if they ever interrupt me again.
You have gotten funnier, I will say that.
Me?
Yeah, your wiener jokes are like slapping.
Slapping wiener jokes.
Okay. But how do we need?
We do one more.
Do we need more?
One more.
Uno más.
Poquito más.
Uno y muno.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, I can't wait to sleep after this.
I'm gonna take Ava on a walk.
Where?
Riley, are you a cute sleeper?
You can ask.
Chat, do we think Riley's a cute sleeper?
I have slept in the same room as Riley, and
Is he a cute sleeper?
She wouldn't know because she had a blindfold on the whole time. Or whatever the heck you put on your face.
I sleep like I'm being kidnapped.
Yeah.
I
have two beefs to go with on Sophia real quick.
I wear like the sleep mask.
Yeah.
I wear earplugs and I wear mouth tape.
Yeah,
What?
dude.
Yeah,
dude.
You actually abduct yourself into sleep.
So we were in Anaheim and we had like a little Airbnb, and I asked Sophia, I'm like, hey, can I put on some like rain noise to fall asleep to on the TV? And she already has earplugs in. She already has her
Hear it.
like mouth covered and her eyes shut. Like there's no way. And I put it on level 4. I barely can't even listen to it. And she's like, no, we can't have it. I'm like, dude, you're not even gonna hear it.
I will hear it. I have really sensitive ears.
But it's
you need to get
rain.
stronger earplugs.
They don't work.
Then why use them?
No, well, they work a little bit.
Wait,
I
how,
can't.
like,
think
they,
that you
do they
need to
not
They
really
block
work?
out. They block out like snoring, and they block out some snoring, and they block out breathing, and that's what I need.
For
I
yourself?
think you need to
No,
work on
brother.
your own tolerance. How long have you been doing this?
Ever since you went to Europe.
No, I've always been a light sleeper.
So you've always had
No, I haven't
earplugs.
always. No.
Do you put them in every night?
No,
I get scared some nights that you don't.
no, I don't put them in every night. Just like if people are being loud.
You're like, oh no.
Oh, I have never heard anything that I didn't want to hear.
Also, another beef I have to get up with you. Dude, carbonated water in this house. I didn't know where we were going there. But
okay, keep going.
He's
Okay.
laying it on thick.
I am. I'm going after you.
Yeah.
Dude, carbonated water, it's weird because
Yeah.
I usually have some. I love LaCroix.
Yeah.
And I put them into our cooler and then they usually go away. And I'm like, well, I can't spend like, $30, $40 a month on LaCroix. I'll just like hide them around the house. And I hid some LaCroix in the back of my fridge and I had 4. And I went to the fridge and there were 3. And I was like,
No, I didn't steal anything from the fridge. I have never stolen anything from the fridge.
Where did you steal?
They were in the cabinets.
Yeah,
So
so they
she's
were
a
in the
cabinet
pantry.
They were in the pantry.
pantry.
I thought they were in Sam's area, to be fair.
Sam has an area in the pantry?
Yes! That's where you
This
put
is
them.
ridiculous.
You put
This
them
is
in Sam's
ridiculous.
area. I didn't know.
Why
I
are there
didn't
sections in the
know.
pantry? Why do I not have a section in the pantry?
You literally do.
Where?
It's where you put your food in.
Oh my gosh.
But there is
No.
Wait, can we just
I
go?
put this up high. Yeah. Here we go. Let's get this
Sam's
view.
area.
I put it up high where like I'm on my tippy toes putting it up, and
You're on your
someone
tippy toes.
had a little ladder, and and I look in there, and there was 4, and then there were 3, and I'm like, who had it? And I look over to the kitchen counter, and someone was looking at me.
I fessed up. And then I advocated for us to get a sparkling water machine.
And we got that.
You're welcome.
Life's been nice ever since then.
Yeah, and now we're good.
Advocate for sparkling water machines.
And now everything's fine.
Yeah. Until the carbonated water goes out.
Yeah, until we have to go buy it again.
Really quick though.
Yeah, what's up?
I got it.
Ooh.
That was for
Whoa.
Stella. She was yelling at me in the chat. So
And there you go. And
Now
now
you
you've
have it.
you've gotten it. But here's the story
and
of
if
the
we could
day.
just all love from now on forever, even if people
All
are
love.
thieves in the
Some
shadows.
love. I'm not a thief in a
Steals from cabinets. It's
shadow.
okay. We've already established that you're a cabinet thief.
Yep.
It's totally
I'm
fine.
not.
We all have
Sorry.
things to work on in our life, like also maybe not having to kidnap ourselves to go to sleep.
Yeah. It's okay. I steal some stuff from
I've got
Christian here and there.
problems, guys.
Don't tell him though.
What?
Nothing.
All right, let's get into it.
My mother-in-law called me a horrible name, and my husband took her side.
And if you shorten horrible name, you'll find out what the name was.
Oh, that was a good one. I, 26 female, met my husband, 27 male, in high school. In senior year, I fell pregnant. That's an interesting way to describe that.
I fell ill.
Like it's a
Oops.
flu of some kind.
Oh,
I s-
I feel pregnant.
I slipped on a banana and got pregnant.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yep, that is how that goes. I decided to sleep. I decided to keep. I decided to keep my baby, and we had a daughter together just as we were graduating. When our daughter turned 1, we decided that our relationship was no longer working and decided to go our separate ways. That was a lot in one paragraph.
Yeah.
Yeah, teenage pregnancy, had the baby, decided
So go
we're
our
not
separate
right
ways.
for the baby, and then left. By the way, this comes from user lifead9368 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, during our separation, we both started seeing other people, and both were in serious relationships.
Ooh.
I fell pregnant again at 22 with my ex's baby and gave birth to a beautiful daughter.
Wait, you went back. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, you got back with the ex a little bit.
No, I think that they saw different people.
Oh.
And then she had a baby with this different person who was
Oh.
also an ex, I think is what she was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, this relationship ended due to my infidelity.
Oh.
I'm sorry. No. I read that wrong. This relationship ended due to infidelity, not on my part.
Yeah.
And in the following few months, my husband's relationship that he had during our separation fell apart, and they ended things. 2 years ago, my husband and I rekindled our relationship and got eloped shortly after.
Nice.
Very nice. We like a good elopement.
Yeah. Sometimes it worked out.
The daughter I had with my ex has no contact with her biological father, which are his wishes, and refers to my husband as dad. When my husband and I announced that we were back together and I introduced my mother-in-law to my second daughter, that is not biologically my husband's, she would not look at my daughter directly. I thought it was weird, but brushed it off and didn't want to make a fuss. No, I think you make a fuss about that immediately.
Make a fuss. Say, hey, what do you mean by that?
I think you immediately are
What was
like,
that little look?
why can't you look my daughter in her eyes?
Look at her.
Why can't you look my daughter in the eyes? Look at her. Look at my daughter. Look at her now. Any one of those will work. For the last 2 years, she has continuously treated our second daughter differently to our first. For example, always buying bigger birthday and Christmas presents for our eldest, surprising our eldest with activities just for them two, and excluding the youngest, etc., etc. Yeah, this is a trash behavior.
It's a trap.
Real trash behavior.
She's being
This
really
is-
nasty. And
you
your
know-
husband, you need to, one, you need to bring it up to your husband right away. And then your husband needs to do something about it.
Yeah, this is
Immediately.
your husband, your mom's being
Doo-doo head.
a big duty stinky doo-doo butthead.
Send her to the sun.
And I don't want to have to ship her off to the
I don't wanna have
nucleus
to
of
do
the
it.
sun, but it's happened
I will.
before.
It's about that time.
It could happen again.
Don't push me.
So I have brought this up with my husband,
Okay.
who also thought it was strange. We both have brought it up with the mother-in-law on several occasions, but she claims that she didn't mean to exclude our youngest daughter and just feels more connected to our eldest.
And why do we think that is?
Maybe because she's biologically related to her. Oh, that is a
Why do
very
we think that is.
Very obvious thing that you're doing there. This hurt me and my youngest daughter, but then again, some people have stronger relationships than others. And my husband seemed to accept this answer, so I didn't push the subject. I have started a new job recently in the last month. With my old job, I was able to work from home and could look after our daughters at the same time. However, this new job has a longer commute and requires me to be in office during the week. Therefore, the mother-in-law has stepped in looking after our daughters before and after school until my husband or I picks them up from her house. Whenever I'm the one to pick up the girls, they are often angry and snappy with me, particularly my eldest. I've chalked this down to a long day at school, feeling exhausted, and I've tried not to take this to heart. 3 days ago, however, when I had gotten the girls home from their grandma's and had made them a snack, I gave my eldest toast and apparently used too much butter. And she went into hysterics, screaming at me, useless or.
The 8-year-old said it?
My daughter is 8 years old. Yeah.
The 8-year-old said it?
I wonder who's learning.
I wonder where she learned that word from.
Where did she learn this
Oh my
feeling
God.
from?
Which is crazy because that obviously means that the mother-in-law is saying those words in front of this 8-year-old.
Mother-in-law's poisoning
Oh
her
my God.
own granddaughter's opinions of their mother.
Really awful.
That's bad.
That's so
Bad,
sad.
bad, bad. No 8-year-old should know that word or use it towards their own mother. I knew that she had to have learned it from somewhere. I told my husband about this whenever we were in bed that night, and he suddenly went quiet and got defensive about the subject, shutting it down and shutting down the conversation quickly.
Why are you shutting it down?
Why are you shutting it down, husband? At first, I assumed from this reaction it was him who had said this to our daughter, which that would be a super bad twist.
Whole other problem.
So I asked my daughter where she heard those new words she used yesterday when mommy didn't butter her toast evenly. To my surprise, she told me that it was the mother-in-law who used these words to describe me, often to our daughters.
And she's never going to see these kids again.
I was livid. I took an early leave from work that day to be there to collect my daughters from school to ensure that they were going nowhere near mother-in-law. When my husband arrived home from work that night, I confronted him about what our daughter had told me. And he confirmed that his mother had called me a useless WH0RE.
Oh my God. And what did he do?
He did nothing. After she found out I had a daughter with another man during our separation, he said that she believes that our youngest daughter was not part of her family and that I am a W word for getting myself pregnant with someone that was not her son.
Your husband and your mother-in-law, and get these people away from your children.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were separated. So I think maybe for the husband not backing you up like this, like he definitely has to maybe feel like that's also true.
Yeah.
He's got to feel
For
like
him
there's
to
also
not back you up.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's pretty nuts. He said that she believes that our youngest daughter is not part of her family, saying that I am a word for getting myself pregnant with someone that was not her son. The useless part comes from not being on birth control whenever I was a senior to stop myself getting pregnant in my teenage years. I have never been more angry and upset. It all makes sense to me now. The exclusion and the big gifts for our eldest, the anger displayed towards me when I collect them has all stemmed from how this woman had spoke about me to my own children. Yeah, I am getting livid for you.
To the sun.
Starting to think we need to get that sun nice and hungry for a new addition.
Can we get one
to
of
the
those
Swallowed by the Sun Club?
One of those high-speed rails?
We're building
because we have a lot of people
rail.
that we need to send to the sun.
High-speed rail to the sun.
So this is actually perfect because Elon Musk was like, "Oh, I want to build a high-speed rail." Never did. We get him to build the high-speed rail to the sun.
High-speed
He's
rail
the first
to the
one
sun, takes his own high-speed rail to the sun, eats the sun, becomes the sun. It's all horribly backfired, and Elon Musk is now king of the solar system.
And then he's the sun now.
So we're going to have
So
to
we
have...
can't do a new plan.
So Elon's going to have to eat these people for us.
There we go.
I told my husband that the children are never seeing his mom again.
Yes.
Which is a good call.
Smart.
And I will gladly make other arrangements for our daughters. My mother-in-law has called and texted a lot to attempt to apologize to me, but then it turned out into outright denial and then defensive opinions about our youngest daughter's conception after I refused to acknowledge her text. Yeah, immediately outed herself
She's like,
by
I'm
being
sorry. And Opie's like,
yeah.
And then she's like, yes.
I'm sorry. No response. I'm sorry that I hate your daughter because you don't know how birth control works.
Yeah, definitely how that went.
My husband says to give her another chance. And I cannot be certain that she has been saying this about me to our children, which I think is BS because he has admitted she has used those
Also,
words.
she admitted it.
Yeah.
Everyone's admitted it here.
It can't be BS. This is reality now, husband. He says I'm being a major a-hole for refusing his mother any contact with her granddaughters, even if it's supervised. Maybe he is right with supervised visitation, but I never want to see this woman again. Maybe it's just the anger talking and I will feel differently if I hear the mother-in-law out. Am I the a-hole?
No.
No,
Your
you are
mother-in-law
not
is
being
terrible.
the a-hole.
Don't hear her out.
Husband, maybe don't send the husband to the son, but definitely send his mom to the son, because what are we talking about? Maybe he's been, a little mother may I sort of brainwashed.
He's a little mommy's boy.
Believes that the mother can do no wrong, even if, she's outright saying that
Doing wrong.
one of your wife's children, who is kind of your child
Your
by
child
extension.
now. At this point, this is your child.
Is like
not your child.
Really, she's taking it out on the kids.
Yeah. What did the kids do?
What do the kids do?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, no, definitely cut this mother-in-law off.
Relevant comments from She Who Knits.
Mm.
Not the a-hole. Mother-in-law has burnt the grandma card.
Yup.
Do not reinstate easily or too soon. You need time to cool off and to undo the damage she's done to your daughters. When they ask why they can't see her, be honest and upfront about grandma's language and attitude. I'd take at least 6 months to a year to let the lessons sink into grandma's thick head.
Yup.
Yeah. And by the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. Just tap our profile. There was no version I could possibly have.
I was really
used
worried.
to smoothly transition into that.
I was really looking forward to it.
Don't get me wrong. There's a couple I had floating around in there.
Oh, there's a couple you
but
could
I
use.
had to let them go. Because
Release
I think
them.
we've met our quota on sus things said on the stream for the day.
Maybe.
Neon Cactus Fields says the husband is equally the problem here as well. How does the husband treat the youngest? If I were OP, I would be reconsidering the whole shebang.
Reconsider that
Yeah,
shebang.
I mean, that's kind of what we were saying. Like, if OP's husband is not immediately willing to back up,
Yeah. And also tries to kind of gaslight you about what the mother said.
yeah, be like, it's whatever. Just give her another chance.
We dropped him once. We can drop him again.
Oh, yep. Hey, let's do it again.
Let's run
Let's
this back.
repeat the cycle, baby.
Let's do this one more time.
If I were OP, I would be reconsidering the whole shebang because her husband seems to be at least condoning what his mother has been saying, and who knows, he may even agree with it. If so, his attitude will bleed over into how he treats the two girls. I think couples counseling is badly needed, and I agree that would probably be the best course of action.
I agree.
For the husband and wife, but definitely the mother-in-law, who's definitely needs to be excluded.
Exclude her so quick.
There should be an exclusionary period at the very least.
Anyone who is using that kind of words around your children should not, regardless of whether or not she was using it towards you, she shouldn't be using it at all in front of them.
And I think it's very clear that she was using it towards you.
Yeah, no,
and
and it makes it even worse.
You're like, imagine your grandma is talking smack about your mom to you.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
so
like
weird.
And you're like
what?
8 years old. Like, you're not old enough to understand that, like, just because she's your grandma. Like, I feel like at that age,
also,
it's like you believe like, oh, well, my grandma is older than my mom, so she knows
must
even
know.
more.
Yeah, and I feel like also there's an obvious understanding that it is bad, like that useless or is supposed to be derogatory towards the mother because she used it when her mom made her upset. It's not just like flippant use of it. It's directed towards the mom. It's obviously, derogatory, and the kids are picking up on that.
Yeah, it was fully targeted.
Yeah. But that's the end of that story. Are there any donations before we hop off the stream?
Yeah, what's that?
Donations. And I'm going to go walk Ava.
That's it.
That is it.
That's it.
We read all of the stories for you today.
That's
but
all of our stories.
Don't you worry, because we're going to see you tomorrow.
We
so
will?
if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.